When Blair and I first met, we were already extremely passionate about tropical fruit. And it is this passion that went on to fuel this entire project. We want to share with you why we believe tropical fruit is amazing. Botanically speaking, fruit is the fleshy body covering the seed of a plant. Not all fruit is sweet, and thus many of the foods people assume to be vegetables are actually fruits. Things such as capsicum, chilies, tomatoes, zucchinis, cucumbers, corn, pumpkin, okra, avocados, olives, and eggplants? That's right, they're all actually fruit. The total number of plant species in the world is estimated at just under 400,000. 250,000 of these plants produce fruit. Not all fruit is designed for human consumption, but current estimates suggest that there are at least 2,000 species of fruit that is edible to humans. According to science, plants evolved the ability to fruit around 100 million years ago. This was an incredible leap in the evolution of life on Earth. Trees developed the ability to produce fruit. This fruit evolved to feed forest animals in exchange for the dispersal of their seed. Frugivory is technically a dietary type, and it includes all creatures that eat predominantly fruit. Frugivory represents a symbiotic relationship between the fruit and the fruit eater. The tree makes sweet fruit for the fruit eater to enjoy, and then, whether intentionally planted or simply pooped out, seeds of these fruit are distributed. The plant literally wants you to eat its fruit. Its fruit is its gift to you, with one catch. It wants you to plant the seed on the inside. That's right, making delicious fruit is the tree's survival strategy, and it is one shot to convince your taste buds that its seed is worth planting. This strategy is clearly a very good one when you come to realize that there are currently over 2 billion mango trees in the world. Interestingly, humans just so happen to most closely resemble frugivores in our anatomy. Chimpanzees and bonobos, being the most iconic of the frugivores, happen to be our closest animal relative, sharing over 98% of our DNA. I believe that early humans co-evolved with tropical fruit and the trees they came from. The fruit of these trees evolved to appeal to us and our basic anatomy. Every animal on the planet has a species-specific diet. Cows look at grass and get excited. Humans look at mangoes and get excited. I believe that fruit is designed to be eaten by us as humans. It is the food that most appeals to us in its raw natural state. Our entire physical anatomy is perfectly designed to see, smell, pick, eat, and digest ripe fruit. Tropical fruit is set to make a massive resurgence, and once again become a staple part of humanity's diet. When this happens, humanity and our relationship to the earth will be completely transformed. The planet will become reforested as fruit trees and the food forests they come from come to dominate Earth's once degraded landscapes. This would have an enormous positive impact on the planet's ecosystems, as well as the health and happiness of humanity. Tropical climates are found all around the Earth's equator, and they're characterized by consistently warm temperatures and high rainfall. When temperatures increase, so does the speed at which chemical reactions occur. This increased speed of chemical reactions manifests itself in nature as an increase in biodiversity, but only where there is the water to sustain it. Rainforests need rain, and it is this constant moisture that allows nature to thrive to its maximum capacity. Think of a dry desert, and then a lush green forest. The difference is water. Rainforests cover only about 2% of the Earth's surface, and yet these ecosystems are home to half of all life on Earth. This extraordinary diversity of tropical plants accounts for the extraordinary diversity of tropical fruit. And it is here, deep within the tropical rainforests of Earth, that these miracles of nature evolved. Tropical fruit is a gift from God. All fruit develops from flowers. As trees and plants put out flowers, insects and pollinators are attracted in search of nectar. These insects then spread the genetic code inside of the pollen between the flowers of various trees. When the pollen from a male flower enters that of a female flower, the fruit begins to form. This is conception. It camouflages itself against the green canopy of the tree in hope that it goes unnoticed. It does this as a way of protecting the fruit and thus the developing seeds from any potential damage. Once the seeds are developed and thus viable, the tree starts doing whatever it can to attract the attention of forest creatures. The fruit begins to ripen. And with this, they all turn bright colours as a way to make themselves visible against the green of the canopy. The fruit becomes sweet, begins to soften, and starts falling to the ground. Many of these fruits are still being discovered for the first time. And there are so many more that have been discovered and clearly have potential to become the next big thing. They taste amazing, grow effortlessly, and produce in abundance. Most of the fruits people know today isn't tropical fruit. It's actually temperate fruit. Things such as apples, peaches, grapes, and oranges all originated from temperate climates, not tropical ones. Thus, many of us are only eating such a small percentage of what nature has to offer us. As someone who is fascinated by rare tropical fruit, I can honestly say that there is a whole world of fruit out there that most people have no idea even exists. And let me tell you, these tropical fruits are far superior in taste and variety than the common fruits most people know today. I estimate that most people currently eat less than 1% of the fruit that is out there. And tapping into this incredible diversity of this fruit has the potential to change your life, as it did mine. Seeing these fruits cannot help but inspire reverence for the beauty and intelligence of nature. Eating these fruits will uplift and energize you to be your best self. Discovering these fruits for the first time is a truly mystical experience. Tropical fruit has benefited my own life enormously. It has brought me closer to nature and helped me to feel more connected to the outside world. It has made me happier and it has made me healthier. Tropical fruit has changed my life. Fruit is the perfect food. I am not a nutritionist, but I am here to tell you about my experience with eating tropical fruit. I have spent months living on nothing but tropical fruit, and I honestly have never felt better. It makes me feel energetic, light, clear-headed, sensitive, and alert. We eat such a small percentage of the food that the earth has created for us, and it is tropical fruit that represents a lot of this missing diversity. Fruit is the most ethical food on the planet. The plant literally makes the fruit for you to eat. In taking and eating its fruit, you are actually fulfilling its wish and causing absolutely no harm to the tree itself. Fruit is the only food on the planet that wants to be eaten. The only food that has designed itself to be nourishing and delicious. Fruit also happens to be the most environmentally friendly food on the planet. The way it is farmed can actually benefit the environment enormously. Not only does fruit produce the most amount of calories per piece of land than any other food, but fruit actually grows on trees. This means that by eating fruit, you're supporting a form of agriculture that literally reforests the planet, whilst displacing the need for other more destructive forms of agriculture. So many people are hopelessly addicted to sugar due to the fact that we as humans are meant to seek out sugar, just not in this concentrated form. We are biologically geared towards seeking and eating the sugar in fruit. Fruit is our sweet savior, and returning it could provide a means for humanity to unhook from its sugar addiction. Lifestyle diseases related to diet create so much sickness, so much needless suffering. What we are eating is killing us, and it doesn't have to. It can nourish and uplift us instead. I firmly believe that if humanity makes a return to these natural foods, a radical change will come about. A shift will come from within as people begin to feel better. As we nourish ourselves with the highest quality food, our consciousness will begin to expand. We will be able to think and feel with more depth and clarity. We will relate to the earth and to each other from a more grounded, vibrant space. The flow-on effects of a healthier humanity are enormous. Millions of lives could be transformed as we begin to free ourselves from the needless suffering. This is a reason to change. A reason to return to the earth, our Garden of Eden, and these natural foods. Tropical fruit trees are the pinnacle of agriculture. They offer an exciting opportunity for humanity. An opportunity to produce enormous quantities of high-quality food, regenerate the environment, and empower farmers financially, all at the same time. The amount of fruit that many of these trees produce is mind-blowing. It is said that a single breadfruit tree can meet the carbohydrate needs of a family of 4 for 30 years. Many of these trees will grow for hundreds of years and give back year after year with very little input. Tropical fruit is a way forward for agriculture in the 21st century. No type of food can produce more calories per area of land than tropical fruit. And when this fruit is grown in layered forest systems, the production per area of land really goes off the charts. Food forests are the holy grail of agriculture. They are a way to reforest the planet, regenerate the environment, and end world hunger all at the same time. Most of the fruit we know today has come a long way from its wild state. Bananas used to have seeds, and most other fruits we know used to be far smaller. Over generations, fruit has been selectively bred. The biggest and sweetest fruits are often considered the most enjoyable, and are thus the first to be planted. This leads to a natural evolutionary feedback loop. Fruit becomes bigger, tastier, and better, and the trees they come from become more resilient and productive. I'm not talking about genetic modification here. What I'm talking about is a natural process of selective breeding and coevolution. Humans breeding fruit is often what makes them so good. Most tropical fruit is still very much in its wild state. Almost no selection work has been done to create tastier and more commercial varieties. And still, these rare fruits taste amazing. What does that say about the potential of their improved state? Considering that many of the mainstream fruits of today have been bred enormously and still aren't that great. Therefore, the potential of tropical fruit, when combined with the potential of fruit breeding, is enormous. I personally believe that the best financial investment anyone can make is to plant tropical fruit trees. The tiny amount of time and energy involved in planting and caring for a fruit tree is dwarfed by the potential returns these trees can provide in the long run. The market for tropical fruit in the last few years has gone through the roof. Demand is increasing and expected to continue. Here in the tropics, these fruit trees grow with ease and fruit quickly. Because the market for tropical fruit is so strong, these trees have the potential to generate very good income. I personally know of a fruit tree that's bringing in $30,000 per year. Now, if that isn't a reason to plant fruit trees, I don't know what is. We believe that Far North Queensland is the best place on earth to grow tropical fruit. As the tropical fruit industry takes off, so will the market for tropical farmland. People will turn their heads as they see the value of land soar like never before. People will then realize the intrinsic value of land as market prices begin to reflect reality. Tropical fruit has the potential to transform the world for the better. It has the potential to empower people financially, regenerate the environment, end world hunger, and boost the health and happiness of humanity all at the same time.